Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a really fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Batman Incorporated number 5. I've been following along with this story and having a lot of fun. And in this issue, we get a lot of conclusions. A bunch of the story beats are wrapped up. And as always, with a good comic book, a couple new ones are introduced. Now, before we get dived into the story, I do want to let you guys know about the 600 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 600 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Marvel #1 variant. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. Alright guys, let's get dived into Batman Incorporated 5. Now, as always, we're going to be going heavy into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Batman Incorporated 5, that's your warning. Next up, we always shout out the creative team because without the creative team we wouldn't have a comic book, right guys? Now this cover is by John Timms. Super awesome cover there. And yeah, it's at the back. They do this to me sometimes. Alright. And so the writer is Ed Brisson. The art is by John Timms, colors by Rex Locus, and Clayton Cowles is doing letters. Now we start right where we left off. All the good guy Batman, not including Ghostmaker, he is fighting Clown Hunter, Phantom One, and the girl, I can't remember her name. Another character. So he's kind of surrounded by 3 people, but all the other Bat heroes are sort of trapped by these kind of bad guy Batmen, and we see one of them's trying to escape. And then we go back to Ghost Hunter, who is surrounded by, as I said, Clown Hunter, Phantom One, and he's looking pretty worse for the wear. And Phantom One is kind of egging on Clown Hunter, telling him, "Do it, Clown Hunter and Ghostmaker. Prove to him that you're better. Let him know that this is what happens when you allow people close to you to die, yet still protect mass murderers. He left Phantom One to die, and he'll do the same to you," says the girl. And Phantom One says, "What sense does any of this make? If you want me dead so badly, do it yourself. Why make the kid get his hands dirty for your crusade?" Phantom One yells, "Because we need to know that he is with us, and because you cannot live after what you did to me." And Ghostmaker says, "After what I did to you?" And we finally get the story from Phantom One's side. And he says, "It was you who went after Palladium when our attention was needed elsewhere. And because you deviated from our plan, 10 people trapped because Palladium had blown up the building in order to deter you. 10 lives to your 1. It's simple math. By the time I'd taken everyone to safety, no one could have survived. Not even you." And we're shown the scene from Ghostmaker's perspective, which is that, as a hero, basically, he was given the chance to save his sidekick, or save these 10 people who are stranded on a balcony with a building burning underneath them. And he says he chose to save the 10 stranded people. And by the time he got back for Phantom One, the building had collapsed, and he didn't think anyone was left alive. And he says, "But I didn't let your death go unanswered. It didn't take long to find Palladium. And when I did, I made sure that Palladium paid in kind for what he did to you." Phantom One replies, "For what he did to me, or because you hated that you lost to him?" He replies, "Does it matter? He's dead." As Clown Hunter steps in now, and he says, "Phantom One, I can't do this. I was mad at him, and I felt maybe he deserved it, but that was before. He made mistakes, we both have, but this isn't revenge, it's murder." And at that point, we go back to the Bat Heroes kind of captured. And Grey Wolf, they're like basically telling Grey Wolf, okay, it's time, wake up. And he does, and he's kind of able to break his chains, just super powerful. And he breaks the rest of the heroes out. And, you know, one of the Batmen is like, what's the plan here, Grey Wolf? He says, save Ghostmaker. And he replies, that's the goal, not the plan. And as we see, they end up getting headed off by the bad guy Batman team, or the best way to describe it, because they have a conversation here where it's kind of revealed that all of these Batmen are actually hired by Lex Luthor to be part of this Batman group, and Lex Luthor has handpicked each one of them because of their grudge against Ghostmaker. So we get some reveals there, and, you know, basically, long story short, outside of those reveals, well, okay, we jump back to the fight between Ghostmaker and Phantom One, which ends up turning into a one-on-one fight with both Phantom One and Ghostmaker, basically eschewing their allies respectively to not help them in the fight, because we see in the next panel here that the Batman Incorporated group wasn't actually being held captive very far from where Ghostmaker was, and they end up crash landing in their giant helicopter here. And so all of the Batman Incorporated team is now on scene as well to help Ghostmaker should he want it. But he kind of is like, no, we're going to continue this duel alone. With this just amazing Tim's art, guys. It's one of the things that I've really been digging about this book, is just the art is fantastic. And it's got a great story too. But not to give you too much on my thoughts, but we do see here at the end of this kind of conclusion to this story arc that the two of them are fighting, right? They're having at each other, and Ghostmaker starts to basically get the upper hand, right? And Phantom One's like, go ahead, finish it. Prove to everybody what you are. And Ghostmaker says, you know, I could have, you're right. I don't know what to tell you. I was young, I was still learning, more interested in what I could gain from them than what I had done. And maybe you can fix that, but I can't. Not now, not after making that promise. As he refers to his promise not to murder anymore. And then he kind of tells the group of Batman bad guys hired by Lex Luthor, like, if Phantom One doesn't get medical attention in the next 2 hours, he's gonna bleed out. If you want to save his life, this is your chance. If you want to stay here and fight me, know that you're doing it at the expense of his life. Don't make the same mistake I did. And we see here as the kind of a final resolution, at least for now, the Lex Luthor Batman bad guy team carrying off their leader Phantom One, and leaving, I want to say, Ghostmaker's pretty much mortally wounded as well. And then we see this, they're asking why is he not arresting everyone, and Ghostmaker replies that Batman was right. Some people deserve second chances. So he's definitely hoping that Phantom One can still become a good guy again, right? That maybe his kindness and everything will have shown him that he's not a bad guy, I guess. And we get this end here of one of the Bat characters, the Asian Bat character, walking around in his house in Shanghai, China, and someone knocks at the door. And who is it? It seems to be a bunch of bad guy jokers, and they have possibly his butler and someone else tied up. I'm not really sure, I don't know that Bat character that well, but I'm guessing he probably has a butler. And there's there's someone in in a medical bed as well. But all these Joker bad guys are there. So I'm thinking we're getting at issue 6. I was sort of worried that this was just going to be a little mini series, and it doesn't say mini series there like DC does. So hey, hopefully it is ongoing, because it's been really fun. I'm having a blast with it. As long as, I guess, the same creative team stays on, they're super fun. So Batman Incorporated, I mean, as you did, if you saw the story, if you from the beginning, it's kind of been this fun detective story, and I really enjoyed in this issue 5 kind of finally getting the story from Ghostmaker's side. And I, you knew at the end of the day that somehow it wasn't Ghostmaker's fault, right? But they set it up well enough that you weren't 100% sure. And I really felt like they had a great explanation for, how it happened, and how Phantom One saw it from his perspective, and Ghostmaker saw it from his perspective, and that doesn't make Ghostmaker a bad guy. In fact, he was still the hero that day. Unfortunately, he lost his compatriot in the fight for justice, right? And Phantom One, from his perspective, felt like because maybe from his vantage point he didn't see those 10 people trapped, and so he felt like Ghostmaker just looked away and left him to die. And so that I feel like that really actually worked really well. It was believable. I liked this one. I had a lot of fun with this Batman Incorporated, with this first arc. I definitely hope the second arc is as strong. So yeah, that's what I have today, guys. Remember, if you like this kind of content, watch this far into the video, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm show me to more people, so more people can come, hang out, talk about comic books. As always, guys, we'll see you next time, and have a great day.